Hello, my friends. Welcome to Focus Fridays. My name is Aaron Williams, licensed marriage and family therapist and life coach. And I want to talk to you today about the value of therapy, psychotherapy, counseling. All those titles have the same meaning, pretty much, has to do with getting help, working on issues, working on problems that people carry around every day. Some people amazingly have some tremendous coping skills. Some issues they've been dealing with, depression, stress, anxiety for a number of years, for months, whatever the case may be. But there comes a time where you have to let that out. Someone has to listen to it. And family sometimes doesn't always work. Friends, everybody has an opinion. And I think it's important to see someone that has an objective point of view, that will not judge you, will not talk to you in a condescending way, but just pretty much explore your resources, both internally and externally. Why should you go to therapy? Well, family crisis, couple issues, marital issues, premarital counseling, postmarital counseling, decisions, major decisions. I had a couple at one time, and they came in, they said, hey, I have an issue. We have an issue as a couple. It's not that we're having marital problems, but the wife's mother wanted to move in with the family, or she was getting older, and they were deciding what to do with her. So that was a big adjustment for the family. So they came in, they talked about it, and they came to a decision to move in the mother. But if it just would have happened where the mother would have just moved in without the husband's okay, that could have been an issue. And it could have been a major issue in their relationship. Family challenges. Children come in, teen rebellion, adoption, emotional, intellectual disorders, challenges that families deal with on an everyday basis, that they need help with. They can't always relate or understand, and it's so good to have someone to talk to. One of the things, too, that's important for therapy is finding the right person. I came to the conclusion that I can't help everybody. And finding a good therapist is like finding a good relationship, someone you can talk to, someone you can relate to, someone you feel comfortable with, because you are being asked to be transparent, to be open, to be sincere, to be honest, to be genuine. And as a therapist, we are taught to be the same. We use a term in psychotherapy called unconditional positive regard. That means no matter what a person says or how they respond, whether it's through what we call, what's the word I'm looking for? Transference, whether it's transference, countertransference, that has to do with emotions that come out of people, and a lot of times it's projected onto the therapist. That therapist and that person ought to feel comfortable enough to deal with that. And that's important, finding the right fit, finding the right therapist, finding the right person. It could be a male, it could be a female, it could be African American, it could be any kind of cultural person. So the way to find a good therapist is to go online, Psychology Today, or Therapy Tribe, or therapy sites, or Google a person if you heard from them, even word of mouth, or your church, or any, or your doctor, someone you trust, and ask them who they recommend. Then you look at their bio, and you look at the different areas that they treat, and then go in and meet with them. Some consultations are free, some of them at a minimal charge. But another thing about therapy, we talk about the word value. If one takes the time to invest in their emotional and intellectual lives, their family lives, their relational lives, it has tremendous benefits. Case in point, premarital counseling has a success rate of 80%. without getting premarital counseling, you fall into that category of 1 out of 2, 50% in divorce. It's so important in premarital counseling, for example, to find out what you're getting involved with, what kind of person you're getting involved with, what kind of person you are, what kind of person they are, to understand finances, to understand sex, to understand raising children, to understand religion, all those different things that we have a tendency to look over because we're so in love that nothing else is important. What's interesting is that people plan more and invest more in the marriage preparations than they do in actual premarital counseling. Why do people resist counseling? I have clients that come in, one couple comes in, one may come in, the other one may not. The husband may come in, the wife may not come in. The husband may want counseling, the wife may not want counseling. Resistance to therapy is very, very prevalent in the therapy world. There can be for a number of reasons. Fearful. A lot of people grew up in what we call closed systems or closed families where we don't get advice from anyone else but within the family or within the church. So that fear of reaching out for help, the stigma of, oh, you're seeing a counselor, you must be crazy, something must be wrong with you. Emotional triggers. A lot of times people are like, I'm okay. If I just have a drink, I can control my emotions. Not knowing that the drink only suppresses it and only adds to. And just opposition. I don't want a therapist. If we have to go to a therapist, well, maybe we don't need to be together. It's not true. That is a myth. That's a misnomer, and it leads to people being closed off and being boxed in to their own theory and their own perception. So therapy has a tremendous value. It helps people to process their information, process their thoughts and their feelings better, helps them feel better about themselves and the relationship that they're in. I've seen many couples that feel great about it and was not so happy in the beginning, but as time goes on, they feel better about themselves and about the relationship. I hope I said something to help you today. Don't forget to look at our blogs on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and I'll see you next week at Focus Fridays.